This Language Thinks video is focused on editing your work using a process that I've called upcycling. Upcycling, as you can see, appropriates the recycling symbol, and the definition is to reuse items or materials to create something of more value. The point is that too often we discard writing because it's not what we believe is good enough, when really it just needs to be reworked. So this process helps with that. Okay, so there are basically 3 steps once you've identified some writing that needs some work. The first one is to add detail in order to improve the accuracy. Second one is to replace elements with more refined alternatives. And the third is to combine elements for concise expression. So the process can be used for sentences, paragraphs, or whole texts. In this video, I'm going to be focusing on upcycling a sentence. So when we're doing that, when we add detail for accuracy, we're normally adding adjectives to nouns and adverbs to verbs. When we replace elements, we're normally replacing common words with more precise choices. When we're combining elements to make our expression more concise, we're usually combining words and phrases. So the recycle symbol here is also a reminder that this process can be used multiple times, and sometimes if one step isn't relevant, you can actually skip it and move to the next, returning to the missed step the next time around. As an example, I'm using a concept statement, which is when people use technology to make themselves more powerful, it can create problems. The sentence itself is fine, but we can definitely add to it and improve it in terms of sophistication, both of the expression and of the ideas that it's communicating. So when we add more detail to that, we're looking to add adjectives to nouns and adverbs to verbs. When you're adding detail, it doesn't have to be sophisticated at this point, because the other steps help you to deal with that. It's more about just making sure you get these ideas down onto the page. So in this case, very simply, I've just added when bad people use technology to make themselves more powerful, it can quickly create problems. So bad being your adjective added to the noun people, and quickly being your adverb added to the verb create. So next we need to replace elements with more refined alternatives. So we're looking to replace some of those common words with more precise choices, ones that help pack more information into the sentence. And quite often the words that we select, or the ones that work best, are ones that have stronger connotations or often some kind of metaphorical association. So in this case, you'll see that I've replaced bad with immoral and use with exploit, and finally problems with complications. So the new sentence is when immoral people exploit technology to make themselves more powerful, it can quickly create complications. The third step of the process is then to remove all the unnecessary words to make your writing more concise, which means basically giving it a lot more information clearly in as few words as possible. In this case, basically we've replaced the phrase make themselves more powerful with empower themselves, and we've also replaced it can quickly create with are inevitable. So the result, when immoral people exploit technology to empower themselves, complications are inevitable. So looking at the overall results, we started with the sentence, when people use technology to make themselves more powerful, it can create problems. We've then applied the process of upcycling, and the result is when immoral people exploit technology to empower themselves, complications are inevitable. So clearly this upcycled sentence is one that is more sophisticated in terms of both the expression that it uses, and the ideas that are being communicated. So remember that this is a continuous cycle. Once you've been around the 3 steps, add, replace, combine, there's nothing wrong with upcycling again and again until you're happy with the results. And remembering that sometimes you may need to skip a step. In this sense, it's more of a prompt to help you find ways to improve your sentences. As an example of the way that you can further improve a sentence, so a second time round the upcycling, I've taken the result of our last upcycle, which was when immoral people exploit technology to empower themselves, complications are inevitable. So I've taken that final product and upcycled it again, with the result being when corrupt institutions exploit technological progress, catastrophe inevitably ensues. Okay, again, far more sophisticated. So to recap, the process of upcycling involves adding detail for accuracy, which in a sentence means adding adjectives to nouns and adverbs to verbs. The second step is replacing elements with refined alternatives. So in a sentence, it would be replacing common words with more precise choices. And the third step is combining elements for concise expression. So we're looking to combine words and phrases. So hopefully that will help you improve the quality of your writing without having to start again.